when it comes to Dutch testing, we have a couple of options.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're new to fertility, like you're just starting to try, or you've been trying for a couple months, our flagship test is called the Dutch Complete. It gives you all your hormones, all your adrenals, all your pathways, super easy. If you've been trying for a while, if you have history of miscarriage, if doctors or practitioners are really struggling to figure out what's going on, then I recommend what's called a cycle mapping, which is where you basically pee on a strip of paper every morning of your cycle, and then we graph it out for you. So I can say, look, let's watch your estrogen through your whole 28 or whatever days your cycle is. Let's watch your progesterone. Let's see how healthy your rise should be in the second half of your cycle. Because sometimes what will happen is women go get their blood drawn for progesterone, and they're like, oh, it's normal. You're normal. I don't know what's wrong with you. But it may only be normal for a very short period of time. Progesterone, when it's made, should have this like really healthy up and down, like a big hill. And some women have a mountain. They go up and they go down. And when they come down too fast, then it really complicates pregnancy and implantation and increases the risk for miscarriage. So when we graph it out on that cycle map, I can say, do you have a mountain or do you have a hill? Or do you even make it at all? Some women don't even get off the ground, unfortunately. So it's usually one of those two tests that I recommend. For men, obviously men don't cycle. So I usually start with that we call the Dutch Complete for them, just sort of our flagship, all-encompassing, covers everything. And that's just hormones. Obviously I'm doing all the, I do thyroid workup, and I do red and white blood cells, and I do metabolic panel. I do vitamin D and iron. Like I really make sure I'm covering I say basics, but my basics and conventional basics are very different.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I'm always like right away, I don't wait to do those things because I want couples to have a healthy baby. And it really frustrates me when women come and say, I've already had 2 miscarriages and my doctor won't do anything until I have a 3rd. And that's just appalling to me. Like, hello, let's work you up right now. Let's be proactive.
That drives me crazy too. I mean,
right.
By that 3rd, I mean, women are in a downward spiral, I found. So it's, I don't get that. But, so I mean, you've kind of covered this. It looks like your tests can be performed at home. And they are performed at home. Okay.
Yes.
And is there any part of it where you need to go get lab work done?
No.
That's nice.
You get the kit. It comes in this, it's like in a little square envelope. It's very thin and easy, and it all folds out, and the instructions are right on it. And there's strips of paper. They're about that big. I mean, they're just pieces of filter paper. And most women trying to get pregnant are familiar with urinating on things like ovulation predictor kits and pregnancy tests. And so I'm like, just pee on it the same way.
That's easy.
And then let it dry. You'll do it first thing in the morning. You'll do it 2 hours later. You'll do it around dinner and before bed. And then let them dry completely and mail them back to the lab, which we have an envelope included.
Okay. And I'm sure you talk about like different foods or supplements or things to avoid when urinating, or does that affect the...
It does. It can. Yeah. So, and especially women on hormones. And again, it depends what you want to see. So if you are on a protocol, if you're on hormones like progesterone and you want to know if it's working, stay on them. Totally fine. Just stay on them. And if you're like, you know what, this isn't working, I want to start over, then talk with your healthcare practitioner, but maybe you need to go off of them for a couple weeks and get a baseline. So it really depends what you're looking for, if and where you are in your journey.
I mean, people aren't so impressed by this test that they're basically, this has just kind of become their gold standard of testing at this point.
It's a very, I mean, obviously I'm completely biased.
Right.
But, as the medical director, but I used saliva for years and years, and I used serum for years. I never really got into 24-hour only because I wouldn't do it. And if I won't do the test, then I couldn't imagine recommending it to my patients. I don't have time to collect my urine for 24 hours. And it seems like a pain. So I started working with this company almost from the beginning. I knew the owner, and he approached me and he was like, can you help? Can you consult? And then it just grew from there. And to watch the transformation, to watch the information we get, to watch big people like you mentioned, right? Sarah Gottfried, Chris Kresser, Dr. Mercola, to watch patients get their feedback, like, wow, this is amazing. And then to watch just every other practitioner, everyday practitioners, just, working to support and further functional medicine in their hometown. it's fantastic. It's great, the feedback that we get and the differences it makes. So I'm really proud to work for the company.
It seems like a great company. You know, I mean, we have clients all around the world. Mm-hmm. Is this accessible globally?
Anywhere in the world we ship. And because it's just filter paper.
Oops.
We have a, are you there?
Yeah, you froze for a minute. Did I freeze? Oh, you froze again. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, are you there?
Yep, you froze for a minute. Let's see. Yeah, it's showing red on your connection. If you have like a cell phone by you or different
I do have a cell phone by me.
Different apps open, sometimes that'll mess up with the connection.
I'm standing literally, my router is right there. But let me turn off my cell phone just to be extra safe. Okay.
Okay. So
the worldwide. Anyway, just start from there.
Yeah. Let me ask again. So we have an audience, not an audience. Yeah, we have an audience all around the world. So can you ship these tests worldwide?
Absolutely. Yep. They're just pieces of paper. They clear customs really well. We can include customs forms. So we have patients and practitioners everywhere from China to South Africa to all over Europe, Australia, New Zealand. I mean, we really, the Philippines, Brazil. I mean, we have people and we mail all over. Not a problem.